good evening and welcome to Rangers Radio. Join myself, Foxshire, on the show tonight. It's a one and only Bridgeman and my big mucker, Southside. How we doing, boys?
Hi, good evening, Ox. Pleasure to be on again with the Bridgeman. And good evening, everyone listening in this evening.
Can I just say, big good evening to you guys, to you, Foxy, and the techie team in the background. And I thank you for going to put up with me for the night in front here, Southside. And can I just say to all the Rangers fans all over the world, particularly Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, good evening. Welcome to Rangers Radio.
It's never the same when you know about Bridge. Never the same. How you doing, Bridgeman?
I was at the game, unbelievable.
That was your best one ever, mate. Best one.
It was indeed. What a clown,
No, it's live, mate. It's live. How are you doing anyway?
I'm okay, buddy. I'm okay. My wife and I have both got kind of upset tummies. I got mine all cleared up at the weekend. Last weekend, it's all back again. There must be something I'm eating,
Well.
She's cooking.
Bridge. How are you? Big man?
Aye, good, mate. Good. Yoga classes going well. Cycling going well. And ended up having a wee chill at a waterfall this morning, so it was all good.
All right, so this finding yourself stuff, you're into it then?
No, just a bit of fun, a wee waterfall. And I'd always thought of doing a wee bit of that meditation, yoga stuff in the water. So I get into it this morning at 9:10. Chilly Baltic, mate. It's no good for the lower part of your body. Honestly, it's no good for the lower part of your body after about 30 minutes in there, but hey.
You watch what happened to that poor lassie in Lancashire with the water. You just watch what you're doing.
Aye, but I enjoyed it. And back on the bike and back up the road, so it was a good day, mate.
Just shows you this cost of living crisis. He's not even turning his shower on now, Bridgeman.
Oh, it's brilliant. It's brilliant.
Right, okay, right. Did a wee bit for the Bridge last night, a wee bit for you after the game, but Southside, now you've had time to reflect and watched it for the 44th time. What's your thoughts?
It was a capital battering, wasn't it? I thought we were really good. I thought there was 5 or 6 easy standout players. A lot of them stood out, obviously, by the full performance, but I mean, you could have picked like Kamara, Lundstrom, Sakala. Kent had a good game. Alfie because of the goals. So, I thought it was a really good performance. And I thought it's probably the best performance that we've seen for a Rangers team for quite a bit of time.
Best league performance of the season, mate?
Aye, probably, mate. To be honest, it was more or less a full, complete 45-minute performance straight away in the first half. I thought there was some good passing. I thought when we got the free kick, it was good by Kent, just looking free, and Borna played him in, and he'd done what he should do, go to the byline and whipped a good ball in. And Alfie got his head right on it, in between the amount of Hearts players. He was the one that reacted, and I think the second goal that we scored as well, I think it was a good set piece again for a short corner. I think Borna slightly overhit it, but I think when Connor got the ball back in, what a reaction for Tillman. You could tell it was off a set play. We'd probably rehearsed at training. And what a finish. And
I think he plays no good the way he gets your leg around that, mate.
It was brilliant, you know. He obviously is looking for the anticipation of the ball coming back across. But it was great vision, and it was a great goal. And obviously we had 1 or 2 disallowed in between, but I thought we were dominant. I thought the midfield was excellent. And I just thought it was refreshing to see. It's the way the Rangers, the way we know the Rangers can play, mate. That's the way it should be.
Bridgeman?
Yeah, 100% agree with him. I think it's the best show we've had from our midfield, both attacking and defensive. They were excellent. They harried and chased everywhere, and they put up some marvellous attacks. And we broke for the back and we ran up the park, and everybody ran up with them and created the gaps that were required. No, they were very, very good. And once again, I'll say that Lundstrom looked really, really good. but Kamara just shaded it for me. And then Kent and some others are in there. And of course, Alfredo with his 2 goals and his, shall we say, his cheering to the fans. Caused enough to do that one, did. But no, that was really great. And that's the players I liked. I like that. I give it to Kamara. 2 weeks in a row for Kamara. 2 games in a row. I've given him man of the match.
The Morelos story, Southside, I'm finding it a bit tiresome. We know what they're doing. We've had a good performance and they want to focus on what they consider to be a negative. I couldn't care less what they think.
No, I was surprised actually that Neil McCann mentioned it, called him an idiot. At the game, they were giving him pelters before it, and as we were waiting for the hangmate, I did see him running. I seen him running after about two steps. I've clicked. He's going out to sort of celebrate, and then he turns to the Rangers support to celebrate. I just thought Neil McCann, I don't even know why he mentioned it, to be honest. You're allowed to celebrate. You've took pelters, and most players, like I've seen it at Ibrox, players have scored cup career and ran round the stadium and that. It doesn't actually bother me, to be honest, when it happens. So Alfie just went out and done his usual wee celebration. I didn't think it merited any comments, to be honest. You'd expect that for Sutton or Stewart or one of them, I wouldn't have expected it for Neil McCann, to be honest, because he does normally talk about a sense, and he's normally quite good when he talks about the Rangers,
Aye. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt, Bridge. I think he just opened his mouth and made a mistake. We've done enough live radio. We've done that, mate.
Look, I don't have any problem with my difficulty with him is he's actually working for the BBC at that point in time when he came out and said that about. So I don't know whether he's being, shall we say, cheered on by the pundits at the BBC or whether he actually believed. I mean, if he actually believed he was an idiot, then he has to change his mind. Somewhere along the line, he has to apologise to him and get on with it. Get life. Who cares? Nobody really cares.
Exactly. Who cares? Let's part that one. It's the media seem to be good, or some of the media seem to be good. As soon as we get anything decent, they're trying to look for negative Southside. Yeah, we know their game.
Yep.
Some of us can see right through them.
Aye, it's because we've went away to Tynecastle and we've battered a good Hearts team who had been undefeated in 10 games. So they'd been in a bit of form. And obviously we went up there and won. And obviously you've got certain journalists out there that look for the negatives. And Alfie was one of them. Which they've been obviously using in the headlines. I haven't actually seen it, but I'd imagine that's what you're guessing and talking about.
We'll part that. It's done. It's the biggest story in Scottish football this week. But then again, that's another story all on its own. I've said it once. I'll say it again. Follow the money. Right. Southside. Your opinion, my opinion. We've talked. But help me here. Why are your team looking fitter? Are they fitter? Is it confidence? Is it tactics? Shape? The personnel hasn't changed greatly, mate.
No, I think probably when you get the feel-good factor back at the club. I mean, we had a lot of games like in the 3-day spells, so we didn't really get a lot of time, I think, to work on the training park. I think we got 1 week, didn't we, in between? So I just think we've probably got a system. Be pressed now and again. I think that's the best we've seen on Wednesday. But before that, we've been patchy in a lot of games. So, but we've been winning, and we can see a style and a pattern. And I just think there's probably fitness and the amount of game time. We've not changed a lot of the players. Might be helping, but I think there's a discipline and a style, and I think players are just running that wee bit extra harder now and maybe doing that wee bit more than what was happening. I think there's more for them to do. I think with Gio, you Kent out wide and say right out the other wing out wide, and you know how the system went. But now we're involving the whole of our midfield, and you can see the way Michael Beale's wanting to interact and the way he wants them to move. But I just think it's a feel-good factor, and there's a bit more. Players have just reacted to it, and they know that he's not going to take any nonsense because he's in, and if they want to stay at Glasgow Rangers, then they need to show their attitude and application. So I think that's a big change, and I think confidence, and they're running that wee bit quicker and faster now than what they were. Just my opinion.
All right. Richmond, your thoughts?
Yeah, I believe sincerely, and I mean this for the bottom of my heart. I see the team, I watch the team now, and I see them, a lot of them are far fitter, and I mean match fit. They've got their physical fitness, and most of them are starting to find their legs properly, and that's meaning they're able to read the game properly and play the game properly. And you can see that throughout the team. It's really good to see, particularly the midfielders. They're covering a lot of ground, and they're back tackling, winning the ball, all the things that you want. They want to call it reverse pressing, then that's what they're doing, and it's great. And
is that you, Matt? The midfield is where all the real football players play.
Well, I think it's been lacking. I think it's been lacking for a number of months now, if not the first part of this season. We've got past it, but and we're only 9 points behind. But the truth of the matter is, look at all the times that we've messed up because the midfield's lost the ball, or they've never got back quick enough, and put all the pressure onto the defence, and of course the defensive blunders that we've had. You add the whole lot up, and it seems to be a shambles. But we're still there, and we're still within touching distance to trying to catch them. And that performance the other night there is just fantastic. That's just the number one team in Scotland outside the old firm, so they say. And we absolutely battered them, and we could have battered them a lot more. And long may that last. And if the players think they can drop down any further down than that, then the fans will get it right into their body, and so will the manager.
Right. Aye. Confidence, fitness, stability in the back four as well. Southside, it's basically been since the two centre halves come back. Every game's been the same back four, yeah.
Yeah. He said he wanted a bit of stability in there, didn't he? He said that he'd used other players, and players had been, well, he didn't, but other players had been used. Let's be honest, it's the two best pairings that we need at the moment that we know works, and has been working since he paired them together. We did think that when they came in and got a left-sided player because Hollander had been out for so long, so we thought Davis would be the answer, and he has been so far, and they've looked solid. And I think Tav has the experience in there, and let's be honest, Docs, Tav's looked a lot fitter than what he did today. He's getting about the park a bit more than what he had been. And I think Borna, outstanding game in Wednesday night, and Borna usually does, we know what Borna does, and he's got a freedom to get forward. So I think that's what we had to nail down, a settled defence, which is in the last 3 games now has produced 3 clean sheets.
Aye, for sure, mate. I think you're right about Tav here, mate. He just looks as if he's covering the ground differently, Bridge. If I'm being honest, I did think he had a knock. And if I'm being honest, I think one of Giovanni's mistakes was not taking him out, mate.
100% agree with you. And as we saw the other night there, that, to me, that's Tavernier getting back to fitness, both physically and match. He's really is good. He was finding the spaces he needed. He wasn't as active as he normally is up front, but my goodness gracious, he plodded up and down the line and did really, really well. And some of his crosses are back to really good now. I have to say, I do like him, and I've always liked him. But I was wondering about what was happening with him last season, and the tail end of last season, and the front end of this season. And it looked as if he wasn't fit. He just wasn't fit. Maybe carrying a wee injury. And I think the manager actually said that. The previous manager. Look at him now. He looks as if he's free from injury. He looks as if he's enjoying it. No blunders at all there tonight. None at all. No mistake that I saw anyway. And I thought that was great. Well, a good performance from him. Good performance.
Aye, he was steady. In fact, if I was scoring the team, Tavernier might have got the lowest marks. And his mark would have been pretty high because he was really steady. Outside, if that makes sense.
Aye, because Borna obviously was getting down, putting balls in. He was noticeable. Tav was getting forward, but aye, I see what you're saying, because we had people were picking out Kamara and Lundstrom, and you had Sakala and Alfie. Kent was busy, Tillman. So Alfie probably Tav. What you're saying, I can get what you're saying about it. Aye, he was probably quieter, but I just think
It's a good game, but no as good as the others.
Aye, I just think he's looking fitter, as if he's not carrying a lead weight around his ankles now. Whether it's healing up, whatever it was a problem or whatever, but he's looking a lot better. And let's say Borner's back doing well now, and we're hoping that we'll see Ridvan in a matter of another few weeks. And the only other one that we might see in maybe a cup game possibly is John Suter.
Do you think he'll maybe get an outing against Partick Thistle? Is that you're thinking?
I was thinking that he might play then, aye.
Right, slowly people are coming back. All right. Okay.
So I see that his brother was signed by Leicester City, was it?
I think he was getting a move somewhere, Bridge. I didn't know.
15 million plus add-ons, yeah.
Plus add-ons. Wow. Well done.
Well, so, on the back, I suppose, these World Cup exploits, but
yes,
he had a reputation that Stoke before that. So, anyway, if it's all right with you two chaps, we'll get the phone lines opened.
Go for it.
Aye, let's hear what the people have got to say. We're on good forum, mate. We're on a cracking run, and we've got a lot to talk about. The Rangers are back, playing well now. Hopefully that's a benchmark, eh?
I agree. Let's hear from you.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Is there any truth in the rumour that's doing the rounds, Bridgeman? You'd go with the Wacko biscuits?
Wacko? No. No truth in it at all.
All right, okay, mate. I've just got to put that one to bed, mate. Put that one to bed. Right, okay. Right, so we're moving on and to the game on Saturday, Ibrox. Now, usually in the past, when you put on a performance like that, you would be saying same 11 on you go, Southside starting again, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it will be.
No, I think you'll probably make a couple of changes. I don't know who yet, and obviously Raskin's available. Should they want to start him? We don't know, but he's available. But I don't think it'll be the same 11.
I would agree with that.
What's your thoughts, Bridge? Would you, in the past in football, if you had such a good performance, that 11 would have just been automatically in it?
Yeah, look, the temptation's there for the manager to say, right, let's get the first 45 out of this mob, see if we could keep that game up, and that pace and so on and so forth, and get that team stretched and get a goal or two in the first half, and it settles everybody down. Then week the boys off and put on the next set 4 or 5 or whatever you're going to do with subs. That's what I would love to do. Don't think it's going to happen like that. I think he's going to hesitate a wee bit, and I think that some of the boys that he's brought in, the 2 new boys, he might start them and take them off. I don't see him changing the defence, to be honest. I just don't see it. I've been wrong before. The midfield, they shouldn't change the midfield because they were excellent. Absolutely excellent.
The only possible change I see in the defence, bizarrely, Southside, that I wouldn't be surprised if he brought McLaughlin, and he seems to be rotating him a bit.
I'm not 100% sure, but I think they might have a boy that flings big long throw-ins
right
into the area. I'm sure it's one of them. I've seen a week or two ago about Ross County player.
Oh, Ross County, right? Okay.
So we might see McLaughlin in tomorrow, possibly.
Right, so I think the back four, I agree with Bridge. I don't know what you think. I think the back four will stay the same.
I agreed.
Right, so we'll part that. Then we're into the midfield. I don't agree with Bridge. I don't think the two new boys will start. But I disagreed with you last week, Big Man, and you got it right.
I did.
So did I was with you.
I thought Cantwell would probably start. I think Raskin's probably a wee bit less game time. Is it no true? Roughly, he's not really kicked a ball since before the World Cup. That would be accurate.
It's quite similar to Carmel.
Absolutely.
Well, I'll stick my neck out again. I think he'll start.
With the two of them?
Yeah.
Aye.
Yeah, the two of them, yeah.
Aye, I think he'll start. I will probably won't know me, but I'd like to think he could start. It's Ross County at Ibrox. We'll have enough attacking players on the park, and we'll be the team in the front foot. I think he's bursting to get on. There's be interviews that you've heard him talk. So, aye, why not start him?
Right. I would go with. I said it last night. I would go with Kamara as a sitting, and I would play Tillman and Cantwell in front of him with Sakala, Kent, and Morelos. I would be very, very, very attack minded. Why not?
Aye, sounds good.
See you at front three again, please.
I would have the same back four. We all agree with that, and I wouldn't have two sitting midfielders tomorrow at Ibrox. I would just have Kamara. John Lundstrom out, keep him resting, and obviously Ryan Jack after his knock and build up, and then I would have Cantwell, Tillman, Sakala, and Kent with Morelos up top. So you basically it's basically pretty much how would you describe it? So say the 4-1-2.
Aye, or a 4-1,
2-3.
Just run about anywhere.
Just get the ball, pass it to somebody else and put it in the net. Yeah.
I think what Michael Beale's alluded to as well, Ox, is the players like Cantwell, he spoke about, Ryan Kent especially, because he's been a mainstay, and also Malik Tillman. I think he's explained it to they two off the ball, where they're meant to go, where they're meant to fill the space. I noticed that Tynecastle, we knocked a lot of long balls into that against that left back Cochrane, wasn't it, to Sakala?
Mm-hmm.
And we were knocking a lot of the long balls. Even sometimes even their central defenders, they were heading them into just space, and we seem to have Kent in there, Tillman in there, looking to pick it up, but also off the ball. You could see how they drove back into the midfield to try and shut down space. And I think he's drilling that into the players, and I think when he gets a bit more time with Cantwell, I think he'll be like that as well. But I think when we're on the ball, they've got that much freedom now to go and exploit spaces and get on the ball. But I think he's trying to install discipline into them as well, as much as we're seeing them sort of playing with the reins off, you know.
I am just wanting to entertain. I really want to see Cantwell again. It was only another cameo. Well, his first performance was their cameo, but Wednesday night, Bridge, I didn't want to get me and I wanted to keep seeing the boy on the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Like the boys, to me, is a smashing player. He's in the Saturday game. I thought he had a fantastic game. Although he was only on for the hour, I thought he really did well. And I mean, I'd have ticked the box for him for man of the match. But it was just, to me, just got behind Kamara again. So Kamara on Saturday and Kamara last night, Wednesday night. For me, Cantwell is going to be a star for us. I'm convinced of it. And I'd like to see him and the new boy, Raskin, let him start. And let's see what they're like. First half, let's see what happens. Because we can always take them off and put somebody else on.
No, I would go the other way. With that team up and then get the goals outside. Go out to hopefully get the goals. Make the game easier for us, entertain, then get Raskin and Jack or Lundstrom on. Take Kamara and another on and use our squad, yeah.
And just when you said that there, get Ryan Jack on or Lundstrom on, I mean, that's the strength of the bench now. Starting to go up a level into it. Kolak, if he doesn't start, another one that can come off the bench. Probably the way Sakala's playing, and he's a threat either side of Alfie. and he's setting up, he's assisting or he's scoring. So, I mean, he's doing what we're hoping he would do at the moment. Alfie's now getting on the score sheet, starting to look a bit better. Big bit Mary Amenes. And obviously, like you say, we've got Cantwell, we know that he's got good vision, good balance, good level of skill. And Tillman should be hopefully on for him again on tomorrow as well, on Saturday. Another guy who's got vision and good bits of skill and can starting to score again as well for us. So positive, Ox, and it's all good. And we've also got players, like you say, on the bench there to come on and push the ones that are getting the starting jersey at the moment.
I'll tell you what we'll do. We've got a quick interview with Nico Raskin. We'll only get a hint or a step for a hint if he's going to be playing tomorrow. And then we'll get some callers, Bridgman.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely.
Let's hear from Nico.
Nico, nice to meet you.
Nice to
You've
meet
got a huge smile on your face. I can imagine this is a really proud day for you.
Yeah.
Being unveiled as a Rangers player in front of the media for the first time.
Yeah, it's a very proud day. I was waiting this day for now long because I heard about Rangers the beginning of the month, even earlier, but it took time before I came. So yeah, I'm very proud and very happy to be here now.
And it's no secret that Rangers were the only club looking at you. What did the manager say to you to convince you, and what in your mind made this the right move for you?
The manager, I love the way he explained me that the way he want to play football. I mean, he want to play football passes, no long balls. He want to create from behind, and I love this. Also, I was searching something close to what I know, like in Liège. Like I said to the boss Ross, it's very similar as here, but like with less people, but very similar. We got huge fans also, and I really want to continue in this, to go in a club that have a very big fan, very big atmosphere, that go well pressure, because that's how you grow. I like to play under pressure, and also you got the club got European competition, that makes also a difference. I want to grow in the European competition, so that's a bit for that I'm coming here.
Of course, Michael Beale described you as a very good technical player. He talked about the style that Rangers play. How would you describe your game? Are there any players that you look up to as inspiration that you can compare yourself to?
Oh, I'm not looking that much on one or two players. I try to look a bit every player, but I think I'm quite okay with my technique. But I like to recover balls also, to play forward, one touch, two touch, playing between the player, breaking lines, and yeah, I like to play a fast play when the pass are going fast. So yeah, that's a bit me.
Are you happy to play as a deeper midfielder, a box-to-box midfielder? Are you easy just anywhere across the midfield?
Yeah, anywhere. I can play both actually. I'm happy. I can play where the coach want me to play. It's okay. You know, if you want me on 6, I'll play on 6. If you want me on 8, I'll play on 8. It's the same for me.
So what do you want to achieve here at Rangers?
Oh, I want to be champion for sure. I want to know what it means to be champion. I want to win trophies, because I know we got few trophies here also with the cup. So, and for sure I want to make something in the Europe. I want to play Champions League. I never played Champions League. I played Europa League. So we play against Rangers and in Europa League. But now I want to play Champions League and compete in Champions League, not just playing, just make something, make a nice story.
You talk about wanting to win trophies. You come in mid-season, so the team are currently 9 points behind, but you have a League Cup final coming up at the end of this month. How exciting is that?
Oh, it's very exciting because it's a League Cup final, and anyways, one trophy. So we have to win it. We have to put in our mind like we have to win it. And we're 9. I heard that we're 9 points behind, but we still got 2 games against them. So everything can change fast. You win those 2 games, never know. So I think the team is confident.
How important was it, the relationship, speaking to the manager?
Oh, very important. Very important. This make all. I think the discussion with the boss Ross and the manager was very, very important for me, because as a football player you need confidence. You need to feel that the club, the coach, the manager wants you, and that's what I felt. So for sure, I was very happy with the talk.
And you say you like pressure. Presumably, you're looking forward to playing under pressure here in front of 50,000 fans.
Yeah, I like pressure. I'm coming from a club with big pressure. I don't know if you know a bit about my old club, but that's a bit similar. Like I say, I call it, when Ross explained me everything, I call it like Rangers is a little bit the big brother of my old club. So I'm very happy to be here.
And how do you feel physically? Do you feel ready to play games and start games soon?
Yeah, I feel ready. Yeah, I got my paperwork today, so I feel ready.
You expect to be in the squad for tomorrow then?
Yeah, I'm in the squad. Yeah, so we'll see.
And how excited are you to then potentially make your debut in front of 50,000?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm looking forward to play tomorrow. So we'll see what the coach decides. But I'm very excited. Yeah.
Nico, I wanted to ask you, you've chosen to wear the number 43 shirt.
Yeah.
It's quite an obscure number. Can you explain that reason as to why you've chosen that number?
Normally, I wanted 23, honestly, but someone got it. So I just changed it. But 43 is because with my friends, we come from CD that go postcode for 4,300, and we just took those two numbers, and yeah, that's a bit our friends' name, let's say like this. So that's why.
Have you had the chance to meet your new teammates and settle in?
Yeah, I meet them. Yeah, they're all nice with me, so it's good. Yeah.
You were at the game on Wednesday?
Yeah.
How do you think Rangers played? It was a big win?
Yeah, I think first half was very nice. I think the team should score more goals. Yeah, it was a very good night for the team.
And obviously, Glenn Kamara and John Lundstrom playing in central midfield, are those two players that you could see yourself playing alongside?
Yeah, of course. They are. I think the team is very, very good. There are a lot of young players that can play, that likes to play football, and yeah, I'm waiting to play with them for sure.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Oh, he's saying all the right things, yeah. Southside.
Aye, certainly is. It was good and refreshing to listen to. So obviously spoke to Michael Beale, and I think Michael Beale set out targets and told him where he wanted to play. He said he loved speaking to the manager, gave him the vision of what he's looking for, clarity as a player. He's certainly at a bigger club at Glasgow Rangers than he was at Standard Liège. But I think he sounds really excited, like a wee boy at Christmas, doesn't it? I think he's excited to go out there and start, and he obviously wants to play at the highest level, which we can provide as long as we're doing the business. So in the park, will be Champions League football, and he wants to win trophies, which it should be a remit when you come to Glasgow Rangers. That's what you're here for, to win silverware.
Brings my name in their pot. We said we should have scored more goals on Wednesday.
Absolutely, yeah. It shows you how observant he was. And he takes the words right out of your mouth, doesn't he? I think most Rangers fans would say the same thing. I can't see them not. We should have scored a lot more goals. The great goalkeeper. Another goalkeeper we're making out to be a star. There you go. It seems to just lift his game every time he plays against us. And it's the same with other goalkeepers. They want to play against the Rangers and star. And that's what they do. The boy pulled off some really, really nice saves. Really good saves. And how you think to yourself, how on earth did we not put that in the net, you know? No, we don't want to buy him. Let's put it that way.
So they always told us he was in the. He also told us he was in the squad, and he got his paperwork through. I think you mentioned it on Southside, yeah.
Yeah, aye. And they also said we can still catch them. It sounds
Like
good or not to me. Aye, like that. But aye, he's got the clearance and he's dying to go in that park. So it'll be down to Michael Beale, whether he starts him or whether he brings him on. Looking forward to seeing him.
Sub for me, bring him on, yeah.
Would probably make sense that the team that we picked, and it's on a winning run, so probably makes sense probably to start that team tomorrow and hopefully get out in the first half, get 2 or 3 up, and then he can make the changes that he wants to make. That's the way I'd like to see it.
Mm-hmm. If it was a perfect game for us, mate, and we go well ahead at half time, I would take Kamara off and bring, and maybe even take Cantwell off or Tillman, bring the boy on with somebody else and leave one on, and then Cholak for Morelos.
Maybe try and give Arfield a bit of game time and all.
I would like to also see the boy come on Friday if it was the perfect game. I'd like to see Lowry getting minutes.
Yeah, I agree. I'd like to see if we can get more minutes into him towards the end of the season going forward. I think it's good for us and it's good for him. So, that is a good move going forward. I'd like to see Cholak go on as well, get a bit more minutes in him,
But it's got to be right. It's got to be right. But what we'll see. I mean, knowing the way your seasons went, Bridgman, we were talking about us planning, but those are over the first 10 minutes.
Please. But I hope that's the end of all the crap, no starting well, I hope that's all over and done with. The guys know they should have full confidence in themselves and their own ability, particularly at Ibrox. They should know what they're going to do, how to do it. And that our pitch is just ideal for them to show off their skills. And they show that at Tynecastle, they show that they're not a bad pitch. Although I thought near the end, it was a bit lumpy. But they come to Ibrox, they should be able to go out there and just show us what you can do and play beautiful flowing football and get plenty of goals. And I think that team, the way we played against Hearts, we could completely bamboozle Ross County. Completely bamboozle. Yeah. We'll get so much quality in the park. So much quality.
Aye. But to add to that quality, Southside, I think we've always known we've had the quality. You need fitness and you need attitude, mate.
Attitude and application, that's what was missing. We had it probably at the start of the season, and let's not kid ourselves, we had it when it was the Europa League run and all that they sort of squad of players that eventually stopped fighting and things weren't right and we weren't creating enough chances. Technically, it doesn't matter how it broke down, we weren't winning games. We dropped silly points to 3 teams that should never have took 2 points out of 9 in a league campaign at Glasgow Rangers. Unfortunately, we did. But under Michael Beale, we've not had that problem. You can see the difference in the players. Like we've talked about, probably wee bits of fitness, but more organisation, know what you're doing. All the players, majority of them probably feel a bit loved back because he's talking about them and coaching them and they're playing well. You've got Kamara back and that. So you've got the feel-good factor back. It's the only thing that annoys me because some of them let the club down, let the fans down, let us down with their attitude and application. But they're back now and they're looking good and it's the way it should be. That's something that should never go at the club box because when it falls away, it's the players and then that's when the results go and that's when the problems kick in, innit?
Sometimes in life, big man, the hardest thing to do is forgive. I'll leave it at that. Right. That
was very pontifical, you saying that there, boy.
Yeah, but I get what he's saying. I get what he's coming to. You were angry with the players. Some of the players, I mean, as much as you love Morelos, I remember that game at St Burns Ground. We were all disgusted with his performance, and not just his performance. Anybody can have a bad game, but we expect effort, Bridge, and it was obvious that day.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Watching the building, but you could see let yourself down, and I think I said back then it was like a relationship had ended, and now we're now in talking terms and slow, we're kissing and making up.
I think I noticed that Morelos has lost a wee bit of weight. Maybe his body form's picking up, as opposed to big lumps of fat here and there. It's maybe being absorbed somewhere in his body because he looked a lot leaner. Maybe it's just my eyes, but it's certainly his skills in it. Come on, a bomb. Come on, a bomb. So they're a tough team to play against, and he did very well. Super duper stuff.
So I get where you're coming from, Southside.
John Lundstrom was another one up at St Johnstone, you know, gave the ball away, shouting at Sakala, and then just, you know what it was like. Some of the players, I feel, went through the motions. And I get that they weren't happy, and I get that there was going to be a break in manager eventually, and that happens. But first and foremost, you should have pride in yourself and pride to play for Glasgow Rangers Football Club. And for me, the 9 points that we're behind is because the players showed lack of attitude and ambition at times. And that's the sole reason for it. But like we say, it's a new beginning under Michael Beale. Let's be honest, man. The guy's setting the heather on fire. We can't complain, can we? Apart from 5 or 7 minutes, we would have a 100% record. So that's what we've got to look forward to. We've got new players in the door. The squad that's there now, we're seeing a reaction out of them. And let's go. Let's get a couple of trophies in the bag and let's make a fight of this league. Let's batter them twice in the league and then we'll see where we go from there.
I think that the lad Davies, at the left centre half, I think he's come on a ton. He seems to be all the fitness that he seemed to be lacking seems to be back, and his match fitness will be getting better all the time. So he seems to be a good find for us, I think. Unless I'm mistaken, maybe you guys don't see it the same as me. But I see him to come onto a game, and along with Wilson. And when you've got good players in your team, the rest should be able to lift themselves to that level. They've got to be able to do it, and they've done it in Saturday. They've done it.
No, it sounds a bit silly, but Ben Davies done a couple of things on Wednesday night that I quite liked. And you might laugh at me, Southside, I don't know if you remember, but he done it twice. He just kicked the ball at the park, cleared his lines.
Aye. I don't really remember. The only one I remembered was Tillman. I think there was one going out and he kicked it out for a throw-in, if you remember. I remember that, but listen, he looks comfortable in the ball, doesn't he? You can see he's got good feet and that. He's a good passer of the ball. I don't think he's great in the air. I think he probably needs to beef up a bit and be a wee bit more dominating the striker when he comes up against him. But to be honest, at the moment, I think we're just all glad that he's playing week in, week out, because that's what we're hoping that he would do. And once he started playing week in, week out, we're hoping that we'd start to see the type of player that we thought he would be. And he's starting to look good, Ox, isn't he? He's one or two times that the defence has been caught out, but in the last 3 games we've not conceded a goal. And that's what we're looking for, in it, clean sheets and him just looking comfortable in the ball and doing his job.
It's a huge difference too. Huge difference.
Aye, I mean, you can win if you keep clean sheets. You can win 1-0, you know. But I don't think. I think your problem pre-Beale, if you like, you know, was we weren't scoring enough goals, and slowly we're starting to score a bit more goals. Not enough goals, but a bit more goals. And then that takes the pressure because it changes games, Bridgman.
Yes, goals change games for 100% sure. And look, the goals that we scored Saturday were truly magnificent stuff, you know, truly magnificent. The play behind them, everything was right for it. And just, what a brilliant header by Morelos. Fabulous header, great cross, fabulous header, bang, in the net. You can't beat that. And he's balled the ball over to him from the far post, and he's there to put it into the net. I just didn't like the long wait with VAR because I couldn't see anywhere where it was anybody offside. But they have to do it. They have to go through the process. And I'm fine after because we won it. But I'm really delighted for him. Morelos showed on Saturday that he's still got a lot of the skills that I claimed he had before. And I think he showed them in buckets, let me tell you, in buckets.
We'll see what it takes us. I'm looking forward to it, Southside. I think the support's got a spring in its step. Would you agree?
Aye, because we can see a shape and a style, and we can start to see winning performances. That's what we were looking for. We've had patchy games, like we've said, and the games that we've played under Michael Beale, we've not been great for 90 minutes, and we've started slowing games and that. But that sort of style and that sort of pressure and the chances that we created on Wednesday night, and let's not kid ourselves, it's a decent Hearts team. You know, they're third in the league. Tynecastle's usually a hard place to go to. And we dominated it, we bossed it. And we created a lot of chances. And on another night, Alfie wouldn't have just ran offside in that wee bit when he scores, and you might have got a wee bit of luck in one of the other ones. And we might have took a couple of chances because Alfie missed a sitter. And I think it was second half. Actually, it was not a bad save, I think. But he should have went across the goalkeeper. And the chance that he had. And Kolak hit it near post as well when he should probably have tried it. His was a further out angle, mind you, but they still hit the target, the two of them. But I thought Alfie should have banged that one away, and that's the difference, like we've talked about. He doesn't finish the type of goals, but his second goal that he scores when he runs in the box, it was a great pass for Sakala, and he's going at the back post where he should be. So you'll be happy, like we were saying. We're seeing a bit of a difference in him.
Did you see Sakala's touch? I don't know if you picked that up. The ball, I think, from memory, I think it was for goals. And Sakala goes by the ball and takes the ball in the run. I think it was on his thigh, mate. It was a sublime touch outside.
Was that the one for Alfie's second goal?
Aye.
He seemed to sort of flick it. I thought he sort of flicked it and then hit it on his foot and he sort of went down the line, but it was a good touch. He was excellent, Sakala. He was absolutely battering them down each side, but he was giving that young boy Cochrane a torrid time, and he was picking the ball up and he was coming short and he was laying the ball off. Sometimes he was doing some nice wee passing, and then other times, you know, he's like, he can miss pass it or he'll get caught in under his feet. Same when the boy dropped the ball and Alfie managed to square it to him and he's blasted it out of the bar for 6 yards. I know I know he was under pressure, but that's fashion, isn't it? You know, he's doing that, and the next minute he's running through and he's beating the goalkeeper at the near post, and he was offside because Alfie'd been offside in the move and not him. But that's fashion, and at the moment, mate, he's doing a good job for us, let's be honest. He's contributing really well.
We like him, Bridge.
Absolutely, pal. Absolutely. Sakala had what, three goals offside, was it? 3 goals he got offside? Remember? Two offside. But the moves were excellent, and that's these being offside. It's only a fraction offside. It wasn't yards and yards and yards. It wasn't just a fraction. And my goodness gracious, I thought very unlucky. But he needs to be able to get into the middle and start shooting the way he's been doing it. He has to continue that and score goals. He has to get his name on the sheet. He's got to do it. He's fine making the game, making them assists, what you want to call them, but he really does need to score. And what you're looking for is Morelos scoring and Sakala scoring, and then you're putting up a barrier for Kolach to get into the forward line right away, and that's what they need to do. Anybody that wants to come to Rangers, play up in the front, they have to score goals now. From now to the end of the season, they have to score goals, and a lot of them. Score. Excuse me.
Aye, my big Kolach, I think he looks a bit ring rusty south side.
Yeah, he just needs more games. I mean, he put a bit of effort in. He runs about. He charges the players down. One or twice he sort of looked a wee bit clumsy on the ball on Wednesday, but I thought on the whole he got involved, passed the ball out. He had a shot at goal, had a wee chance in that. Like to have maybe managed to from he got on the score sheet. But I think once he gets on the score sheet, Ox, I think that'll be him off and running. I think it's like anything when you've been out for quite a bit of time and you were on a run where you were scoring just about every week, and let's be honest, he was carrying that squad at the start of the season. To take his injury and then come out the team, suppose it's a bit role reversal because Alfie had to sit out when he was doing the business. So, but I want to get Kolak back my team as well. I think he's the type of guy that can score a lot of goals, and I think as the squad gets stronger and the players get better, I think there's a lot of goals to come for a lot of players in our squad.
I've just been messaged with Fox. He thinks they'll play differently and they'll sit in, so make it harder. you think there's any chance that, the team that I said could be Rangy still go with the 2 sitters, but then move somebody to play with the 2 up top? Do you think that's possible, Southside?
I thought it could be. I don't think he'll start Kolak. I think Sakala deserves to stay in the team. I think we can all take it that Ross County will sit in and bank a 5 and probably 4. I think it makes sense if you've got Kent, Tillman, Cantwell on the park to try and unlock or get a shot for the edge of the box. And I think if you have to play the 3 of them, and maybe even if Raskin even started, I think Sakala would be the one that would miss out, and I think he would just play the one striker and Alfie, and I think he would get the rest of the bodies all round about him. In my opinion.
Yeah, sounds good. Southside, yeah.
What I'm loving, Bridge Manning. There was a few weeks back, maybe pre-Christmas, and we were naming the team, and we didn't have a lot of options. All of a sudden, it became difficult for the manager to pick the team for a different reason.
Absolutely. Well, it was a terrible choice. Not terrible choice, but a terrible time trying to choose his forward line on Saturday. Because I think he would dearly love to play the 2 new guys and see if they can make a full game with it. But I've been wrong before. And he needs to change because other guys need to get a rest. We've got the cup final coming up this end of this month, is it? To get himself started for that. Huge game for us. Don't want to look too far forward, mind you. We've got every game's every point's a prisoner, and every chance has got to score. Got to get goals and goals and goals. Start putting pressure on both sides to us for ourselves. Got to get it done. Who's our next game after Saturday?
Sunday.
Sunday, that. Who's our next game?
Next Sunday against Partick Thistle, yeah.
The next Sunday against Partick Thistle. That's a cup game.
Yeah.
Then it's Livingston. After that.
Ibrox.
No way.
Up there. That's your favourite place you go to. I like that place. I'm just joking, by the way.
Me? You know I hate that place. You know I hate going there.
Joking.
I hate the ground. I hate everything about it.
No, calm down, big man. No. You like the manager. The manager's alright. Yeah?
Aye, he's alright.
Isn't he?
Aye, he's a governed man, aye. Sure is.
Yeah. I think it's a fantastic story.
The Livingston manager?
What was that, Bridge?
I thought you said it was a governed man. I didn't know who you were speaking about.
The Livingston manager. Fantastic story. Somebody should give him a chance. Everybody deserves a second chance. Even Bridge, man. That right, Bridge?
What about the number of you could call them second chances, but you could double that.
Right, so aye, it'd be interesting to see what the team is. Actually, there's a momentum growing Southside that we can't put my finger on it. I don't know if it's a feel good factor because of this run of games. Because historically, you don't have these kind of runs that often, do you? I mean, if we win tomorrow, that's 11 out of 12 wins.
I think to be honest, Michael Beale was there the first time, as we know, and we seem to get a decent wee run at time under Stephen Gerrard and him, and he obviously had something to do with some of the tactics. Maybe now he's decided and maybe put some forward and he always get executed because maybe the manager had the final say. He's the manager, mate, and he's trying to get us like a positive team. He's trying to get stability. Didn't he said stability, but something at the back. So he gets the 2 rocks at the back with Davis and Golson, and you've got your dependables in Tav and Borna. And then I just think it looks exciting now, mate. He's got a vision, and he's looking to let players go and play. And I think we can see that we've seen it gradually in spells in the last number of weeks. We're over nearly 10 games now. We've gradually seen it be good at times, but not just perfect. And I think come the now, he's got it. And Wednesday night was more or less as perfect as we could get. I think it'll get better. And I think that's what we've got, a vision like that now of how we're going to play. And hopefully, if we're going to play like that, Ox, then we should be steamrolling teams, let's be honest. You know, and I feel like I'm getting my Rangers back now, mate. That's what I feel like a bit. That we're getting some. We've got something that when we travel.
Was Robert on the phone then?
Hey, oh no, no. I like Robert. He's more passionate and says a bit more than I do. I'll give him that. But no, Robert's a top banana.
Well said there.
Wears his heart in his sleeve, Robert.
Our Rangers are back.
But I feel like the Rangers are back, mate. You know, I feel like now we're back and everything's positive and it's a good vibe. You know, and I think that's what we'll get when we all go down to Ibrox on Saturday. And I think if we get a 4 or a 5-0 scoreline, we'll be happy, and I don't think we'll be too surprised because I think that's the way we're looking at now come Saturday, you know.
Is there any truth in the rumour, Bridgeman? It's also circulated that you've got a rocking chair on the veranda in an Edmondson house.
I'd love that. I absolutely love that. Next time I'm over at Ibrox, I'm going to go and have a look, see what I can get out in the veranda. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know who said it, but I'll take my hat off to them and doff my cap. Well,
I'm no one, as you know, I'm no one for telling stories or carrying stories, but it was a Mr. S. Kipper.
Oh no, I know him. Where is he? I haven't seen him for a wee while.
He's been very, very busy. Family stuff.
Yeah,
mate.
I can imagine. I can imagine.
But he's listening. He's about. He's still loving the Rangers, mate.
Well, if he's listening, hello Skipper. How are you doing, pal? I hope you're well.
A rocking chair.
Rocking chair. That's what I need now. I just passed. I passed my 76th birthday there.
Oh,
January.
You know, Davey.
Oh, him and Davey, man. No competition, innit? Competition.
Never mind Davey.
I told you the first thing when I'm Prime Minister, the first thing I'm doing, I'm taking all the penny tickets out of everybody's outside. Stopping it.
Penny tickets.
You can't go on a bus for audience.
No, listen, Mo. You're not getting that ticket. Beat it. Just pay your fare the same as everybody else. Just imagine him doing that, couldn't you?
Most people downsize house when they get to his age, but man, you seen the size of that safe he's got in that one the last time we were up, Ox.
I'm going to be honest with you, I never noticed the safe. I was too comfortable in that cinema room, mate. I'd never seen anything like it.
I know that telly. I know. Unbelievable.
What a shocker.
But I've got to say, Mrs. Bridge was wonderful hostess, wasn't she?
Oh, superb. Even getting the scones and that, you know.
I love the lassie. I know that she can say partic, you know.
I know that.
A vicious bad temper, I'll tell you. Bad temper.
Well, it was quite funny when we had to explain it was clotted clean to Big Stevie.
Where's his fingers all sticky with the jamming on that, man? What a mess he got in, didn't he?
Oh, you're a pair of shocker.
Anyway, we've reached that time of the evening. Then come on and join us after the tune. Give your thoughts. Give your team. Pick yourself out there. Yeah. Right. And we're going to have a Super 6. And if anybody wants to come on and have a go at my big mate for being the worst pundit in the world, there, let's have a tune.
Across the broad Pacific shore, I sailed around the stormy capes and I've heard the 40s roar. I've flying the Indian Ocean, I've sailed the China Sea, but there's a sea back home in Scotland more than all the rest to me. It's the blue, blue sea of my God. It's the greatest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue see, no more I'll ever roam. No more I'll feel the urge again. I'm back where I belong. And feel glory Saturday, I'll join the mighty throng. With flags and banners all around, I'll proudly sing this song. It's the blue, blue, blue seal of my dog. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue seal of my dog. And if my son will be rejected as clean. It's the blue, blue, blue seal of my dog. It's the greenest sight that I have ever seen. It's the blue, blue, blue seal of my dog. And if my son will be rejected as clean. And if my son will be rejected as clean.
Why don't you give us a call on 0141 356 1972. It's your show, it's your platform. Let's hear from you.
Anyway, Southside. You know me, I've got my spies.
Mm-hmm.
You want to elaborate on the story about the dog?
Doug?
Police dog?
Police dog?
No?
With the long-haired Alsatian?
Aye.
Oh, Fraserburgh? Aye, the game when you talk about the game when all the tickets were sold, you'd that wee bit of paper to get in and people would like photocopied them and the ground was full seemingly. And there was the wall wasn't that big, it was jumpable, as you say. And it was probably a good 50 to 60 metre run. And once the runner had started running towards the wall, looked behind, there was a post had let the dog off, didn't he? To chase him, I swear to God, I've never seen somebody go a wash so quick in my life, and right in the stadium, man. It might not sound funny, but it was hilarious.
Oh dear. Right, we'll see what people think of the team of that in the morning. We'll get some callers coming in now. Southside, Bridgeman, yeah?
Aye, good. Aye, let's let the people in. Let's hear what you've got to say. It's always the same, Ox, a wee bit. Sometimes people don't want to come on because the Rangers are doing well, you know, and we're usually busy when we're not doing so well, innit? It's the way it normally goes.
Anyway, I think we've been joined by George. No, George. George, how we doing, George? Evening.
Hey, evening. Hold on, I'll turn the TV down.
Cheers, mate.
Players go and play. And I think we can see that.
Oh, you're talking to yourself.
Right, that's me.
On you go, George. The floor's yours.
Right. No, it was a question I was asking. I was at the Rangers' 140th birthday party, and I can remember looking down in the corner and seeing a big banner, and it says, "Get your history right. January the 1st, 1941, Rangers 8, Celtic 1. And I've been heard Celtic supporters singing so many times, but our greatest victory ever was the Celtic 7, the Rangers 1. And I was wondering why that was never accounted for.
I don't claim to be a historian, but Bridgeman's just popped out for a second. He might have been at the game.
I'm back now, pal. No, I wasn't at the game. I believe that score was because it was a friendly.
I think the reason it's no counted, George, is rightly or wrongly during the war.
It's a definite one, but it was because it was the war years. They said they weren't going to count it.
I think probably players away and all at the time during that time, wasn't it? And they didn't actually count it as a result, although we battered them.
They wouldn't have been away fighting.
No.
They wouldn't have cared.
Well, Is it true that the Celtic team at that time were Irish?
Absolutely.
I don't believe so. No, the start of the 1940s.
No, just that they were neutral. Ireland was neutral. They weren't in the war.
No.
And Rangers obviously were. The other thing I was going to ask was, everybody's always on about these titles. Rangers have won 54, 55. Why didn't they count the ones that Rangers won during the war? Why didn't they count the titles that Rangers won coming back up for the Iron Brew League? Why didn't they count them? It was still a league. They still won it.
You can only win the league you were in, I think, during the war. And I don't claim to be an expert, George. I mean, I'm more a golf war baby. Roll at these two who were First World War.
Oh, well, blow your own trumpet, boy.
Right, but I think there was a lot of guesting done during the war years in the Southern League, yeah, and there was a lot of repeated fixtures. So, look, we did win the leagues then, and a lot of similar things happened in the First World War and the titles they count, yeah, but I think there was a lot of guesting and the rules of football. Well, the rules were the registrations were done differently from memory. South Bridgeman, maybe mere your ear, or no offence, mate, maybe. Bridge.
No, it's only here. No, it was just the one question I did want to ask is what has bothered me. I've known about it for years. It was just when I seen the banner, and I'm just wondering why the Celtic supporters sing that. The other thing that made me laugh was in 1872, Rangers' first strip was blue and white stripes. Celtic played with green and white stripes. The badge on Rangers' jumper was a star. Celtic's got a star. Because what I was reading, what I studied on, and they said that it was the Rangers, they were like the cowboys, and the star was like the marshal, like the sheriff, and that was why they had a star on it. And it just made me laugh that we've had played with blue and white stripes, and they're wearing green and white stripes, and they've got a star on their jumper, and we had a star on their jumper.
I don't think they do anything original, even that.
It's just weird.
Aye. I'll take you to our cowboy expert, Southside.
Nothing wrong with Woody in Toy Story, boy, I'll tell you.
No. Right, thanks for having me anyway.
George, just before you go, pal, since you were talking back in the day, what do you think? Do you think Jim Forrest should have been inducted into the Rangers Hall of Fame?
Aye, I think so.
But we agree, don't we, Bridge?
Absolutely, 100%. I think it's disgraceful that he's not. Absolutely disgraceful.
No, I definitely think so.
Listen, George, nice to hear from you, mate. He's a bit of notice when you're coming on. We'll do a bit of reading up before you come on.
Just maybe some of the Rangers fans will come out with a banner, Rangers 8, Celtic 1. Right, thanks again.
Go and do it again, mate. Let's get our team to go and do it again, mate.
No, you never know. You never know.
Cheers, George. Thanks for the call.
Right, cheers.
What a nice man. Bridgeman.
Aye, very nice. And the questions he was asking were pertinent from my youth. We couldn't believe that we were getting battered with this Celtic 7 and Rangers 1 or something like that, you know. And all the time between the war years, it was Rangers had beaten them 8-1 or something like that. And I thought to myself, why, just like George said, why are we not doing that? And then people tell you who are a bit wiser, tell you that was a wartime, and just things that you said. We brought players up for the English leagues to guest players and things like that, you know. So all that happened. So I dare say it was right. Personally, I believe, like George, in the back of me, which is quite a bad part of me, it says we should actually tell them we want to count it. That's what we should. We should just say to them, SFA, we want that counted. or
You
SPFL.
can only win. I mean, there is an argument, Southside. You can only win the league you're in.
Aye. We've seen it in the books. No, we've seen it. It's been documented, but it's not something that they were really going to count at that time. Bridge sort of putting it into the record books, but we know the result was there, and the club done it.
So, excuse me, but you can't have two league winners. There's only one top league that's classified as the top league in Scotland, and they're the Scottish champions as far as the league's concerned. Whoever wins that top league, we've won league.
I think during the First World War there was a slight difference. The Second World War they went regional, mate.
I don't know about that. I'm just meaning
I think
right
so,
now.
mate. I've not checked it, but I'm thinking from memory. When I say memory, I mean studying. Know that I was at the games. No, used to. You know what I mean?
I know, pal. I know. No, there's I remember we went through and tried to find out all these things when I was younger. But I'm quite happy to accept the way it was and the way it is. And I agree with your comment when you said, "Well, we need to go and do that and beat that, or even equalise it." You know, we had a great chance in it when we beat them 5-1 at Ibrox. We should have murdered them. We could have easily scored another 2 goals in that game. We were miles ahead of them. Miles ahead. We never did it.
Right, here we go. The thing we've all been waiting for. Southside's Super 6.
Hi, welcome to Southside Super 6 for Saturday the 4th of February. My first selection is Arsenal to beat Everton away from home. My second selection is Middlesbrough to beat Blackpool. My third selection is Bolton to beat Cheltenham. My fourth selection is Derby County to beat Morecambe. My fifth selection is Carlisle to beat Harrogate. And the sixth selection is Brighton Hove Albion to beat Bournemouth. If you take all 6 teams, it pays 9.5 to 1. My Rangers bet this week is Rangers to win 5-0. But I haven't checked the odds, so sorry.
$9.5 to 1.
What's smart about that?
Oh dear, you're trying hard now, boy, ain't you?
Well,
see the old days, the one for each section, Bridge. That's all the teams right at the top of the coupon he's picked.
Listen, I'm going with teams that are in form, right? So if they go to form, they should win.
All right, mate. All right.
Who gave you those teams, Southside? Was that Jim Dillon special?
Oh, yeah, it's me, innit? He probably gets some up.
No, to be fair, mate, you started really well. You were getting your Rangers bets up, you were getting close, you were hitting the bar, things were going against you, then it just went
You let the listeners know the other night, didn't you? It was Alfie and 2-0.
I had to apologise. I said Sir Callan, you did say Alfie.
Mm-hmm.
You messaged me all the time. Did you cash it?
Yes, I did, because I had a feeling it was coming. I cashed it.
I did say cash it because we would score again, didn't I?
Aye, I did think myself. So, cashed it.
Right. Well, good luck, mate. That'll be all. Well, we'll get it on. I'll stick with you, mate. Yeah.
Aye, of course. It's got to happen. It's got to come up this week, surely. All these teams are in form, so let's hope.
We said if we win Bridge, we give all the money to charity. Just as well the charities are relying on us.
Very good. Very good indeed. I like that. Yeah. I like that.
Right.
Can I ask you a question, guys?
Yes,
who was the player that Chelsea signed recently? I mean, the last couple of days, I think.
Fernandes, the Argentinian boy.
Or something.
Fernandes, the Argentinian boy.
Fernandes. Wow. Thanks, Kevin's.
Have you stopped buying papers?
I haven't buying them at all. No buying them at all. I just saw it in where did I see it on the news or something like that? I missed what it was all about. I'm too lazy to Google it, you know. So also tell me.
105 million or something. Release clause they kicked in. They signed them for about 4 million or something a year ago. Something like a mental upside for it.
They gave him a mad contract, didn't they? About 8 years or something.
I'd have got to do that for a financial play. Right, Mr. Fox has just sent me something he wants to get off his chest. He wants me to see it and maybe come in later on if he's got time. He's busy in the background. But people in Southside, you calm down. I'll go to Bridge first for this one to let you calm down before you answer, right? Have people changed their mind? Have people changed their mind about getting Alfie and Kent new contracts? Oh, calm down, big man. And you come, Bridgeman.
No, I've not changed my mind. I would give them it 100%. I think you could see the way they're playing. Both of them are playing very well. And if they could keep that going for the rest of the season, you'll see why they're well worth getting a new contract. And if we get anywhere near the top of the league at all and win some cups, like once again, another bonus, I would go and give them a contract now.
Right. We're also asking you, it's listening, what's your thoughts? Yeah, you feel strongly about it? You know, because, well, I know some of the stuff at Southside's going to say. Southside?
No, for me. I think Michael Beale's alluded that he's going to go and get a striker in the summer. So for me, that'll do for me. I think we've got Kolak. And I think possibly he might try and keep Ruffer in if he's shown any fitness and get back fit and playing towards the end of the season. Still got a year left. Might be hard to offload him. So I think you might want to keep him. But for me, I'd let Alfie go in the summer. Doesn't score enough goals in the league for me. Best days were 2 years ago. Doing all right now, but he should be. He's a Rangers centre forward. But Kent buzzing about, playing a bit better, contributing a bit more, scored a couple of goals. Still doesn't do enough for me in the final third. The through ball, the killer pass, although he crossed the ball for Alfie on Wednesday night. Still look for a bit more for what he can do. But I think when we're going to get another couple of players, I just don't see a role for Kent in a Rangers team. I think we'll probably get another midfield attacker or something in the summer. I think we'll beef it up a bit more. And I think if most people are screaming at me now saying they'd give Kent a contract, when you pick a team, everybody will stick him on the left. I think he did his best work on the left up, so I keep telling you that. Same again, he crossed the ball for the left on Wednesday night. But I would let him go. And I'd hope to replace him with something better.
Do you want to come in, Bridgeman, and your rationale?
Well, as I said, I'm quite happy with what they've done. Certainly in the last couple of weeks of the playing. I think Kent's actually showed he's a very, very good player for us. And he's getting battered all over the place. Alfie, from a couple of horror shows to a couple of really good shows, particularly on Wednesday night there. It was excellent, just excellent to watch. I mean, a lot of folk have been thinking giving him man of the match for his performance on Wednesday night. I think he had caused that Hearts defence all sorts of problems, which is what he was doing probably something like 2 seasons ago. And now that wee bit's come back in. Maybe he's got a lot of hunger back into his game again. Maybe not. We might have to wait and see. But right now, I think the manager could turn and say, well, we'll speak to them between now and whenever and have a contract ready to offer them if they can continue it. But if they don't continue it, then there's no much point in, as Southside say, there's no much point in carrying on. If they don't continue and don't improve or whatever it is they need to do in order to catch his eye, then I'm afraid it's bye-bye to them. I'm afraid that's what I am.
Is there anything that could change your mind, Southside?
No. I mean, people about there saying if you can get better than Kent, it will cost you a lot of money. Maybe no. Maybe that boy Morgan Whittaker is a guy. Maybe Tillman's a guy. Maybe Cantwell will be the guy that will. I mean, let's be honest, look at Cantwell in the last 2 games since he come on. The boy looks like he's flying. You know, we've had Kent for 4 years. Michael Beale's starting to get a tune at him. Aye, I've got to be honest, we're starting to get better players in the squad, so he should be more comfortable, and I'd like to think his performances would pick up. I get that, and they have to a point, but I don't think when he runs about the middle that he does anything. Yeah, he takes a lot of treatment. I give you that, Bridgman. He gets filled quite a bit, but I just think when he runs in the middle and run about the middle of the park, he doesn't play that pass like Cantwell did to flick it onto Alfie into Kamara. He runs in and gets mixed up and loses the ball or just passes it sideways. I like him going down the flank, 1-on-1 with a defender, because I think he's got the ability to go by him, and I think then you get Ryan Kent creating. But that's just my opinion.
I'll give you my opinion. Yeah. Actually,
Aye.
Part of me agrees with the two years, and that's going to sound really silly because you're far apart. I would say that if I was a manager, I wouldn't be making my mind up just now. No, I don't deny there have been contract offers, but I would have them off the table, and then I would be making it later on, because they have showed that they're disappeared. And people will say the down tools. I think there's a lot of factors behind that. Even though I was really annoyed with Alfie that St Mirren game, I think we played the guy when he wasn't fit, and we gave him a raw deal starting with Giovanni last season. And they played him when he wasn't fit, and ultimately it cost us. But I wouldn't be making that decision. I want to see a level of consistency for them both and show the right appetite. And if we can drive that forward, then obviously you'll be concerned, Southside, and your argument will be valid. You're frightened if you give them a contract, are you going to get the same next season, or are you going to get the half-hearted versions?
I think we've seen lack of discipline for Alfie, right? I think we can all agree he showed lack of discipline. He showed bad bits of character. I don't think we've probably seen that Ryan Kent produce that. I wouldn't label Ryan Kent like that at all. I think Ryan Kent puts a bit of energy in. I think, like I said before, when you're playing 3 midfielders alike, and he was the only creative player on the park, I think then the pressure all goes on to him, and we look for him to go and produce. I just think over the time he's been here, for the length of time he's been here, I get he's used to the club, and it might be a good move re-signing him. We might get him to become an even better player. I get that. I just think his numbers didn't stack up for long enough. He's played in decent Rangers teams, and his numbers are no there, I think. And I just think a Tom Lawrence and a Hadji in that team, I think we've got all the creativity we need, and I don't think Ryan Kent would be missed as much as what people actually think.
Well, it'll be interesting that people think of that, Mickey. Anyway, we've been joined by the Fox. Oh, he's something to say, oh. And we come, Foxy boy.
Thank you, spell it with everybody.
He's built for speed, not for comfort.
Okay, I'm here. Well, depending on Kent and Morelos' agents and whether they've signed pre-contract or no signed pre-contracts, but maybe they're in contact with other clubs and they can go for free. Would it not make good business sense for Rangers to offer them another year with a small release fee? Say just for talking sake, 5 million, and give them another year's contract with the choice of leaving it the next January window if they like. Rangers make money out of it, and I think it would keep the fans happy. Does that make sense?
No, because then we're getting him a contract, Kent a contract. We'll have people on saying, give Ryan Jack another year rolling contract. I mean, we've got to evolve our squad. Alfie doesn't score.
There's a wee difference outside in the ages of the two players. You know,
Alfie doesn't score the maximum amount of goals he should be scoring in a Rangers jersey, let's be honest. Right, we know he does a good job, he can ruffle up defences, he occupies defences. I think when you put the two strikers up against him, Colak proved that he's a goal scorer, and if we create chances with the amount of flair players that we can put on that park, then we should be banging them in. Has Alfie actually scored the hat-trick for the Glasgow Rangers?
Yes, he has.
How long ago?
I think
I'm
it
sorry,
was
a couple of
last
years ago,
season,
wasn't it?
I think. Aye,
Was it?
last season, I think.
But we should have strikers that are scoring hat-tricks, folks, let's be honest, you know. I can see people be screaming to sign him. If people want to sign him, fine. See, at the end of the day, the one person that's going to fall in is Michael Beale. So it'll be on his head when he re-signs players that's been in that squad for a length of time. And if they don't produce for him, then it's not going to look good for him. I just think we need a freshness. I get Ryan Kent's a decent player. I don't label him as a non-trier. I just think we could probably let him move on, and I think we could have players in the squad that will do as good a job, if no better, than what he does on a regular basis. That's just my opinion.
Well, that's fair enough. I just think it would make financial sense, mate, rather than walk away for nothing if they haven't agreed at the moment to go to any other club. You know, that we could actually recoup some money from them. And as well as having a decent bench, as they say. You know, but
I respect you, Fox. I know you're a wise man. I get the way you're saying it, and I know it protects the club. I just think I just think we should go with a freshness for next year if we can, and I think Michael Beale is going to go with a freshness, Fox. I think he's got his eye on a striker. Right, he said it, you know.
Well, that's fair enough.
Oh, sorry, Foxy.
On you go.
I was going to say something like, we have to be wary if we're going to stretch a thing until next winter. We need to watch it because they've got 6 months of their contract to go, and they can make it if we have no signed them by the end of March or May or June, if that's what it is, then they can go anywhere. They don't need to worry about us and what we are going to do.
They can do that at the Snowbridge. I'm
saying that, but what I'm asking for is the time it takes up to then. We have to be a wee bit careful with this, but let them come and you know, I would put them in my mind. I would say, right, we'll give you a contract, but you need to improve to such and such a level and never drop below that level again. You get a contract on that, but they need to show it. They need to show it no matter what it is. If they don't show it by the end of the season, bye-bye.
When you say numbers, Southside, we're talking about assists and goals here, yeah?
I know, and you're going to hit me with stats, right? I know what you're going to do, right? It's fair play to him. He's contributed. I'm not denying it, and he's looked a wee bit sharper. I get all that.
Who are you talking about?
Alfie.
No, I was going to go to Ryan Kent.
Oh, Kent. Stats and assists.
Assisting goals, because obviously, right, the last few weeks he's been involved in quite a few goals. I mean, maybe Merny's been near enough involved the whole calendar year, since Beale's come in. Mm-hmm. So his numbers have started to improve, and he scored the odd goal, and you know, we've seen that. Alfie, if he has a run of goals between now and the end of the season, his goal scoring return will look a lot better. But I understand your emotion as saying that we need to keep going. There's no room for sentiment, but the gamble will be that you bring in players who are better. You'll never know that till you do it. So you live and die by your recruitment. Whether you recruit or keep the same personnel or you bring new people in, it's big decisions, mate.
Aye, and I'm probably I said it a good number of months ago, didn't I? But I'm also still saying it, and I've actually had a batter for them, and we're getting a return off them, and both of them were actually assisting and scoring. But I still think long term, future wise for our club, I've got a feeling Kent might want to sign and he might re-sign, and if he does, fine, I'll support him, of course I will. and I hope that he goes out and produces and hits the numbers, and he'll play well, hopefully week in, week out. But we know they don't, but he's not a non-trier. But I just think going forward, long term, I just think that we've got to get rid of the sentimental thing and what they can do and what they're doing now. It's just going forward as a club, and I just think probably I think it'd be better if the two of them, we thanked them for what they've done, and the two of them went to wherever they want to go.
All right, come and give your thoughts. 0141 356 1972. Are you in the Bridge camp? Are you in the Southside camp? Or are you in Fox's camp? I don't mean Fox as camp, or Fox's camp, yeah?
Oh, he's definitely no camp.
I can be anything I want now.
Oh, go on yourself, pal.
Yeah, I suppose you can, really. Yeah.
You're a shocker.
Right, it's a good debate. I mean, I understood the logic Southside last year, and Bridge, you can come in after Southside. Fox, stand by your bed, mate. Right, when you gave Arfield and you gave Stephen Davis, there's a bit of trust there, and you know what you get, and you're maybe saying, right, we're not going out and sign somebody by signing on fee. There's maybe economics involved in it. Alan McGregor, Stephen Davis, and Scotty Arfield. Football-wise, who are the piece. You know, if you think back to the game at Anfield and you think back to the game at Pittodrie, you think the two of them have not let us down. If you look at it over the whole season, have they been good enough? Even though McGregor's run into some clean sheets. So, in hindsight, I would say it was a mistake, but you sometimes don't know that in hindsight. You understand my logic? There's a time for signing on players Southside, but it's a difficult decision to make, yeah?
I think, aye. Gave McGregor, like you said, the year, and he's looked a year or two older, hasn't he, than what he had previously, you know. And I just think we always sometimes get attached to players, and because they won 55 and all that, and what they've done. But I look at what he's done for the 4 years of that he's been here, and I think he's done all right. I think it was a lot of money that we shelled out at the time for him. I think he's scored in some big games. He's always turned up against them, and scored a couple of goals. But I just think we've had the best out of the two of them. And I just think we need a change. We need to refresh the squad, and I think there will be a place for Hadji in our team. I think there will be a place for a Tom Lawrence, and I think hopefully we'll tie Tillman down. And I think now we've got Cantwell and Raskin. I think when you look at that sort of team there, and we'll have the one or two, but we'll probably still keep it at the moment. Where does Ryan Kent fit in? And we'll be buying another player or two, don't be kidded. We'll be buying another two and a striker. So I just think, where does Ryan Kent fit in? I think a couple of the players I've named in front of him are better players and would score more goals, like Hadji. Hadji would probably be, his numbers would be up there easy beside Kent. And Hadji played out of position.
Bridgeman, then bring Fox back in.
It's a very difficult thing and a very easy thing if you look at it in one way or the other. I don't know whether these players that we're talking about, I know they're good players in their own right, but I don't know if they've got the same quality as Kent. I think Kent's got fantastic quality. I really do like him. I just think he gets a wee bit battered in games, and sometimes he resorts to, shall we say, petty stuff afterwards, and gets himself, shall we say, booked / sent off. We don't want that from Kent. We want Kent to be able to play football, find a way to get past the players and bring the rest of the boys into the game. I would like to keep Kent and Morelos. They're still young guys, and you know you're looking for people. Now they wouldn't like to go out there and spend £10 million on somebody and he turns out to be a flop. and at the time we've let Rhett Kent go, and we could have kept him. Obviously the manager is going to look at all these things and he's going to make up his mind. That's only my opinion. I don't have great opinions on these things. I just don't want the manager to go blind, right, and just do these things. He's got to come up with justification for letting Kent go. I'm quite happy if the manager says I don't want him and he doesn't want to. If he doesn't want Alfredo, then that's fine as well with me. It's up to him, and the club's got to buy another players. That's so be it, and that'll say that that'll say that the boys are right and I'm wrong, and I'm quite happy to go along with that. No problem at all. No problem at all. I do like the thought. Sorry, I do like the thought of Tillman. Just forgive me, Southside. I do like the thought of Tillman signing on for us. I think that boy has got absolute quality, and when we're playing on top of our game, he comes to life as well. He joins in at the same pace. Other than that, you see him sometimes he's not quite up with the game. All that nonsense, you know. But Wednesday night he was absolutely tremendous.
Anyway, before we go to Fox, we'll be joined by our good friend Domanoc. Evening, Domanoc.
Evening, lads.
How Domanoc?
How we doing? I was going to say happy New Year, but it's happy Halloween, mate. We've not heard from you for a while. Everything all right?
Happy Easter. Aye, all good. Sorry I'm not been phoning in, but
no, that's fine.
I know I'm on Fox's side here. I think both Kent and Alfie gets a contract.
Right.
I would give Kent 3 years. I'd give Alfie 2. Possibly on the same wages. I think I'd give Kent. Kent's rumoured to go on about 18 a week. Billion. And I think he's due a wage rise now to 25. And if Alfie's on 33, 1.7 a year, then I think he's due the same. I don't think he's due a rise. I don't think we can take money off him because where he can go to. But I think I'll give him Morelos 2 years. I think he'll get back to where he was. I think he'll get his hunger back proper. We're seeing a wee bit of it just now, but not being his worst critic. When does all his mental stuff, you know what I mean? Or his madness, or his idiotic stuff. I just think you all know he's a player, and I think that get the two of them because if we get the Morelos in a free, who's going to replace him? How much is it going to cost plus the wages? So to me, it's a no-brainer.
You realise, of course, you're agreeing with me. You realise?
Aye. I'm just waiting for the nurse coming in to give me my tablets.
Here, Domanoc, here, I respect you, mate. It's always good to hear you back on and come on and get in a chat. What are we actually replacing? But what you're saying is how we're going to replace him. We had a guy at the start of the season that scores goals. Kolak. I think that was the replacement. No.
No. Neil's don't really say. We know we've got these 5 subs. Neil said the other day about in the future, people are going to be playing the full 90 minutes. I mean, you're not going to have a strongest 11. You're going to have a strong 15. People are only going to get the hour or the 70 minutes or whatever. Then they'll get rotated. So as much as you're going to 2 for each position, these guys are getting game time every week. As much as it might be 30 minutes, it might be an hour. So I know you said, where's Kent? Other players are meant to come in. Where does Kent fit in? It's the rotation, isn't it? That's where they all fit in. If you get 6 forwards, 4-3-3, 6 forwards, and these 6 guys, if they're good enough, they're not going to be. The 6 are going to get a game. Every 2 or 3 games, they're going to go on the pitch at some point because of these 5 subs. So I see it going.
All right, mate. We've also been joined by Andy. Evening, Andy.
Good evening, chaps. I totally agree with Southside. He sort of cut my grass there as I was going on the same lines as what he's saying there. We're looking to build a new, stronger Glasgow Rangers, and in my opinion, I don't think them two going forward are going to be part of Bale's plans. We've tried it.
Is that 2 other players you don't like?
No, I'm not biting. Hey, listen, I'm not biting. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you my opinion.
I agree with Andy, don't let him know you.
No, he'll know. I'm getting used to that now. I'm getting good ground in another channel.
I think Oxford's got you beat with that one, Andy.
No, not at all. No chance. No chance at all, Bridgeman. He's no. I don't. Look, they've been there. We've had them. You've had eyes out of them, but you've had a hell of a lot of lows out of them. We're looking to build a bigger and stronger Rangers, and we need to be looking at. I think Campbell's actually brought in mind to replace Kent. And that's just my opinion. Yeah, I don't. You know, if they stay, you back them. Fair enough. But no, for me, no. We need guys that are going to come in with fresh, more hunger, want to, you know, put trophies in with trophy room, and I think we've got to go forward now. We've tried that now. We've been there long enough. There's a cycle in football, 3 to 4 years anyway. They've outdone their time. We need some freshness in there. We need guys that are, you know, going to get the buzz and want to start winning trophies. I'm not saying that they don't, but these guys have had enough time to win more than what we should have done. So let's build a new, stronger Rangers. But like you said many, many times, along the way, certain favourites of what each of us are going to have to go to make Rangers stronger. You know, so I'm good. Southside, you're spot on for me.
Yeah, we've been joined by William. Evening, William.
Good evening, brothers. I'm still buzzing for Wednesday, I've got to say. I'm absolutely still buzzing. Brilliant performance. Absolutely magic. Just what we
Did you wait till Wednesday before you watched Happy Valley?
I've never seen that. I live in Happy Valley. Well, that is most of the time, you know. There's plenty of bears where I live, you know. On this debate with Kent and Alfie, Ryan Kent, I'll keep him. And I've got 7 million reasons why I would keep him. Because it costs us £7 million or thereabouts. And I think we maybe keep him another year, and maybe give him a 3-year contract, keep him a year, build up his stock, sell him for 5 or 10 million. Because he's still in his prime. He's maybe not even in his prime yet. And he's probably now working with the best coach we've had in recent years. And I think he's bringing out the best in him, and he will. His contribution for the first goal on Wednesday, I mean, that was really important. We were all at the top of them, but you've got to get that first goal. And it was a brilliant contribution for Kent. And I think it's in there, and I think Beale can bring it out of Ryan Kent, and it can be better than he's ever been for us. And I think we've not had our £7 million worth of him yet. We can't just let him walk out the door, £7 million. That's terrible business. Alfie, I'd let him go because I think Alfie's too unpredictable. We need a better professional than Alfie is.
So it's after part that worries you with Alfie, William?
It's his attitude on the park at times. You know, he gets stupid things. He knows he's a target, and he knows that the referees are aware of. He's got a reputation. He can easily get his off. He does these stupid things. He can easily get himself sent off, and that's no good to us. We don't need that type of player.
So you're swinging both ways, one in, one out.
Yeah, I'd let Alfie go. I'm quite happy. If he stays, I don't mind, but I'd let him go. Kent, no, I'd be handcuffing him to the dressing room. I'd be keeping him. $7 million. We can't let him walk out the door. He's at a great age at the moment. If we let him go, somebody will keep him for 2 or 3 years, and they could sell him for maybe 20 million. If he comes on the way, I think he could come on. But I think Michael Beale. I think Michael Beale has got the players, and he's told every one of them, right, guys, I don't mind what age you are. I don't care who you are. You're international caps. How much you cost? You're going to work hard for this team, or you're no good to me, and you're out the door, and I'll replace you. I think that's what he's told all the players. Because the word that Aston Villa was that the players weren't happy the way that he spoke to them, because he's not a big famous player, and they're all big famous players, and they didn't like the way he spoke to them. And the guy's only saying, you're getting paid a fortune. You're lucky to be in this job. There's millions of people who give a right arm to get this job, so you're going to work hard. You're going to play for that jersey. You're going to earn your money, or you're not going to be here. You're out the door. We will replace you. There's thousands of players that want to play for this club. So don't think you're going to stroll about the park and smile at all the women in the crowd. You're going to work hard. And I think we see that. The players are working hard for him.
All right, mate. I'll bring Fox in. He's for keeping. Fox is a keeper. Fox?
Well, my whole reason for thinking about it was the manager said he was bringing in a striker in the summer. But if you listen to the wording of it, it was somebody nobody had heard of, which sounded like a prospect to me. I would rather see Rangers keep the two players and spend. They're already committed to going $5 million for Tillman. So I'd like to see them spend the rest on a class goalkeeper. Because it's a 16-man game now. And I think Kent and Morelos, along with the players we've already got, would be a strong squad for next year.
Dominic?
Aye, definitely. Back on to Kent. This time last year, only 12 months ago, Kent was instrumental in getting us to that Europa League final. With his penalties, he's getting by people, getting out the boxes, getting through the ties. Arguably, yeah, he isn't very good in the league. But surely what he done that Europa League run, he's paid half his money back in that run alone, as far as I'm concerned. And I think, as I say, if we get Alfie back to, he was a top goal scorer, wasn't he, what was that, 3 years ago or something? Europa League. And if we get his hunger back, imagine how gutted he would have been last year missing that final. And it was his own stupid fault. I blame the club as well, because the club shouldn't have let him get away. He should have just made up an excuse. He was too ill. Whatever injury he had, I think it was a different one he came back with for Colombia. The club shouldn't have let him go, and he must have been raging himself that he's missed that Europa League final. Much as sometimes he doesn't come back, does he? And that's the mental stuff that he needs to get received.
Right.
It's a no-brainer for me.
So it's sort of 4-2 in the Andy. You're losing this debate, mate. You're going to have to come up with a trump here.
Well, look, I lose every debate, but I still keep coming back and putting my opinion across, right? But if you're looking at right, your points that you've got there, I get it, but I don't trust. It's as simple as that. We've had too many downsides for both, in my opinion. What I think we need a class goalkeeper, and I think we're priority. We've got the midfield sorted now, especially if they get fit and all that. What I want to see at the end of the day, the game's all about putting the ball in the rig, and I want to see a class striker or a very good striker that knows how to put the ball away. No, Ryan Jack's done, unfortunately. If we could go to the end of the season, I'd possibly offer him a pay-as-you-play or a year's contract. And if you kept Kent, let's say we kept Kent and Morales, surely we wouldn't be handing out 4-year contracts like we did with the other two. That don't make common sense at all. That'd be another 2 year on him. That would 5-6 years. The return has been good to a point. There's been a lot of no returns. Morales had 7 or 8 times, isn't he? Sent half. So.
It's different because of their ages, mate. Their ages are different. If you were going to give them contracts, you would, as an if Southside, yeah. If you were going to give them contracts, you would want to make them 2, 3, 4 years, because if you're saying they were going to be part of your squad going forward because of their ages, they're different to Golston and Tava.
100%. Nah, I just I was going to say something, but you phoned me there. I had something. I just feel like Andy says, I think, is everybody a bit naive? Do you honestly think that we're going to go out and buy another 2 midfielders in the summer? Or at least add another one in there? You know, so for me, Ryan Jack doesn't fit in. I get you could give him a year's contract, showed fitness and all that. I just think we've got to evolve this squad. We've got to evolve it. And we've got to get fresh, hungry players in. And maybe 1 or 2, it might be maybe 26, 27. Who knows? We might get something like a ready-made player and get them right into the midfield. But I think we've got to be honest and think that Kamara and Jack and Lundstrom going forward for the start of next season are only going to be regulars in a Rangers midfield. Surely people don't think that's going to be possible.
You could have a situation, Southside, well, we signed a goalkeeper, so you could have a goalie, Tav and Golson. You could have Ridvan and Ben Davis, Raskin, Tillman and Cantwell, Chola, Sakala and Kent. And quite quickly, for 18 months, there's only 3 people starting. It started in the Europa League final.
I think if Tillman wants to stay, I think we could try and get him. I think that'd be a great bit of business. And I think Raskin's going in there to be ready-made and play. I think in time Glenn Kamara will probably move on. I think Lundstrom will need to go and start fighting for his place. Because I think we'll buy at least another 1 or 2 midfielders. I don't have any doubt about it. I don't think we'll just stop with Cantwell and Raskin and go, well, that's our midfield sorted. Because it's no. Far from it.
Where are we going to get the money for Southside?
Because we'll have money to come
if we're talking 5 million for Tillman alone, a decent goalkeeper's going to cost you 5 million plus. And I'd rather see the money spent on day 2 quality positions rather than midfielders, etc., where we've got an overload of them anyway. I do agree it's time for Jack, Alan McGregor, etc., to move on. But you can thin your squad down with aim and try and keep your decent players, you know.
And you come to man up.
I think I'll give Jack a year, but I don't think it would take a year, Jack. McGregor goes last fielder. He's not getting much game time really, is he? But he's got heart, hasn't he? Scotty Arfield. A hard one. At the end of the day, we're 6 months' time is the qualifiers, isn't it? Champions League, if the worst case scenario. So it's a short time, isn't it? 6 months is this league's finished, and we're moving into Champions League territory again. So it's a big pull for players as well, isn't it? And if they want to stay, I know as well.
How do they cope with this new ruling by UEFA about the number of players you need to hold? For instance, how many home-based players do we have to have in our squad?
I think you should have. I think it's around about 5. I think you have to have homegrown.
Have we got that? Of course, we've got the goalkeepers are all home-based anyway, you know. And see, can we specify what they mean by home-based?
McGregor doesn't count, Bridge, for some reason. He doesn't count.
Oh.
Sorry, McLaughlin. Sorry, no McGregor, McLaughlin. No, seemingly doesn't count. Don't know why, but it was announced that he doesn't count as a homegrown player.
No, because is he no English or something like that? Is he not born in England? Maybe in Ireland for that matter. I'm just meaning that do we have to make sure that we've got enough players in our squad that would cover us in the European tournaments?
Well, we've got Devine and Lowry coming to the fore, aren't we? King.
Yeah.
That's got right.
Coming to the fore.
And as a young goalkeeper, I think we could promote to the bench as a letter, because you've got to name 3 goalkeepers. So I think we normally promote a young boy that we could promote for the Bolton just to make him a third choice goalkeeper to match our quota, no?
Yeah. Well, as long as that's what we need to do, and obviously the manager would know these things anyway, then let's make sure that we've got home-based players in the squad that are good enough for the first team. And that's the manager got to make that up, make his mind up on that. Because at the moment, you're not going to sign home-based players, are you? You're just not going to do it as things stand. So I don't know what they're going to do. They're going to have to go to different markets to get players, as we've done to the Belgian market for that boy.
Interesting. Listen, I think look, I don't think there's any right and wrong. It's only going to be time that's going to decide this, and it's going to be decisions you look back in hindsight. You know, Morelos could kick on and start scoring 30 goals a season for the next 3 seasons, or it could be a flop. You know, you just don't know, will you, man?
Well, that's what I say. He's so unpredictable, and yet when he gets, you know, when you see that he's losing the plot a wee bit, that's when we seem to get the best out of him. You know, you saw that game at Kilmarnock. I mean, Eddie got sent off. He was at him right for the start, and they were at it. They were at each other the whole game, but Morelos seems to bring out the best in him. I think Jack, he's got to go. You know, I've said it before. He he's missed over 100 games through injury. And he missed a few weeks, and then he came back for 20 minutes as a sub and then went away with the Scotland squad. And that finished him for me. I used to love the guy to bits, but that just finished him. I mean, the way that and Clark's went on about our club, our team, our fans, and then Ryan Jack, he seemed to be doing him a favour, Okay, they don't want caps, they don't want to play for their country, but, come on. You've got to have a bit of pride.
I think we went a wee bit away from the original question. I said offer them a year's deal. Now, they might not accept a year's deal, but as the two of them are players, this year's run at the Champions League may be the last time they'll get a chance at that. So that could be the tempting thing to put to them. And the year's contract and an easy sell-on fee would be a tempting thing for the players, maybe. That was my original question.
Mm-hmm.
Not 3 and 4 year contracts.
1 year contract.
But I mean, if he moves on this season or moves on next season, if Rangers aren't putting a massive price on him, it may be his last chance to play in the Champions League. That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Andy, I just obviously William mentioned Jack there. I know he's a player you never liked near us, so would you keep him?
No, listen. Listen. I love Jack a bit. It's unfortunate what's happened to him, right enough. But unfortunately, I want to see Rangers go forward. And if Jack's not going to play games for us, then that's no good to us. It's nothing against the guy personally. I'm just wanting to see Rangers get stronger all the time now and come back and really lay a marker down on what we should be doing anyway in Scotland. That should be a given. We're not going to win the league every year, but we should be competing right up and taking them right down the fire nearly every season and winning after the ones that we play in. And that's what I'm asking for. On the Morales one, right, I get what Fox is saying there, right? But would you not, in some kind of contract, to get a figure for him if he turns around his form? Because if you gave him another 1 year contract, somebody would be looking and say, well, he's out of contract again a year. So you would have to give him 2 or 3 years and hope he comes good, where you could get a price on him. See, the problem we got with Morales, he'll score goals for you. He'll score goals, but he don't score enough. I mean, somebody needs to get him in training and tell him when he's one-on-one with the keeper, you don't have to smash it straight at the keeper. Go either side when the keeper goes to the keeper. That's not rocket science, is it?
If only football was that simple, Southside.
Aye, listen. See, the thing is, we're starting to get players back. We're starting to get a bit of quality. The 2 signings that we've made are in the midfield position, which is going to be a breath of fresh air for what we've been watching. Let's be honest. Cantwell looks a bit of a player. Looks like he's got a wee bit about him. Looks like he's going to be exciting to watch. And Raskin looks like he can't wait to get going, and we're hoping that he's going to be like a Rolls Royce in our midfield. So I think if these 2 signings hit the ground running, I think we'll get players will leave in the summer. Dalmarnock, I think we can try and generate funds then. I think there'll be decisions made on Matondo and that, and other players that are there that are squad players, and we need to make a decision on them. So players will need to move on, and we'll try and refresh it. And I think that's the way we're going to go, because I think we need a freshness about our squad. Aye, we're getting a tune out of Jack, he's fit, and aye, Alfie's doing no bad and he's scoring and contributing, and Kent's doing well now as well. But let's be honest, it's about going forward and being successful. And I think Michael Beale's up here. He knows the job in hand, so he's got to get it right. And if he thinks he can get a tune out of Kent and maybe re-signs, fine. Don't think it'd work, Fox, with a 1 year. I think it wouldn't work. And I think then we're just giving players money to keep them for a year. I think we could sell them on when we're looking at a striker, he says, in the summer, and we need a freshness. We need to get an extra midfielder, good goalkeeper, a cover at left side of defence, centre back, and we'll probably get a decent squad.
There's going to be a lot of movement because you're freeing up wages, William. Like if Ryan Jack, Stephen Davis, Sal McGregor, Scotty Arfield, you're talking significant wages there you're freeing up. That's without anybody else moving on yet.
Aye. And Matondo, I think he's going to go.
How'd you get rid of him?
Well, I think they'll have to wheel and deal, you know. Maybe we'll get a player in place and, you know, something like that. But he's got to go because I think he's obviously, Michael Beale sees that he's not a player and he's not in his plans. And okay, we know the boy can sit there and you know, sit there his on it and take his wages.
The manager says he's been injured. I don't fancy him myself, but the manager says
he's a runner, Oaks, isn't he? He's just a runner, the boy. He's not a football player. So I mean, the number of teams we play that just park the bus, that's no good to him. He needs grass to run on. And he doesn't get that in the Premier League playing for us.
No.
He doesn't get any space to run in.
It's difficult. Mate, he's still got 3 years of his contract to go back this summer.
And yet Sakala can make the best of his pace. But he's a different player. The boy Matondo just looks to me like a runner in a football strip. You know, he looks like a sprinter in a football strip. There's just no much football about him. You know, not for us anyway. He's not showing it for us.
I'll be interested to see how it pans out. But listen, I'm going to call the debate a score draw tonight. I think Southside was struggling and Andy came in and supported them valiantly. Yeah, keep him on.
Andy did it wrong, I'll tell you.
Folks, you know what they say? Two idiots can outvote a genius.
Thank you, William.
Ask Neil McCann, he'll tell you. He's the biggest idiot.
William and DeMarnock beat Andy. There you go, William.
There you go.
I get enough abuse in the house.
Yeah, it's this show, just bears.
Well done, Andy. You stuck your corner, mate. You always do. You're never right, but you stick your corner.
I know I'm consistent, Ox. That's the thing.
What a shocker.
What's the score going to be tomorrow, Dermot, before we go?
4-0.
4-0. Take that. Right. And are you still back and heavy on the Super 6, mate? Loads of Fox and what the rest is?
The banks take the house and everything.
I'll be alright this weekend, mate. Don't worry.
What's the score going to be, Andy? Maybe we'll hear from you. We'll hear from you tomorrow.
I've got a I think if we play like we played there and get in behind them and all that, I could see Rangers getting 4 or 5 here tomorrow. You know, you know, these chances, bang. You know what I mean?
William,
3-0 to the Jers. I think we'll play well. We'll dominate, but they'll sit and they'll be stuffy. We'll not get a toe-to-toe like we did on Wednesday. You know.
Foxy boy.
3-0 for me.
Right, here we go. Bridgeman.
I'll just go for a 1-0. Safe one. A 1-0. Because I think I have to do. I know. This Ross County, they're going to come there and they're going to park 10 buses. That's what they're going to do. However, we need to beat them, and we need to beat them well.
Okay, right, okay. Can I thank George who phoned in earlier, of course. Andy, Domarnock, great to hear from you. Domarnock, good to hear from you, William, as well, mate.
Good to be back.
Fox, thanks for coming in, mate, and stirring that wee bit of debate, yeah?
Thank you.
All right.
I'll need to go and pawn my flute for this Super 6 for tomorrow.
Don't do that. Keep your flute, Fox.
As long as it's more than 50 pence, Fox.
That's all I bet.
Southside's hopeless half dozen.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, nice one. I'll give you that. You better put it on tomorrow if you want to win.
Wow.
I'm too miserable to gamble, Southside. Too miserable.
It's no gambling, mate. It's just a donation.
I see throwing money into it. Throwing money.
You gamble, you occasionally win.
Aye.
You know. Anyway, last word to the evening. Southside.
I thoroughly enjoyed being on tonight, mate. Always a pleasure to be with the legend, the Bridgeman. I've just been sent a wee message and it says at RFC 56 on, it must be the YouTube chat. person's got a lot of sense, for what I can see. Said Southside wins, so there you go. What can I say to that?
Oh, brilliant.
No, on a Saturday, doesn't he?
Thanks for having us on. It's been a pleasure as always.
Imagine arrange the post on the YouTube for you. Anyway, good to hear you, Big, and good to hear you. By the way, your points are valid. Bridgeman, over to you.
No, what can I say? Thanks for having us on again tonight, and obviously, Big Southside, thanks for looking after me, pal, and carrying me along. And with the techie boys in the background, superb. What a great show, thoroughly enjoyed it. To all the Rangers fans all over the world, in particular Rangers fans on here, on Rangers Radio, massive, massive game tomorrow. We have to win, and we have to win big based on what the guys are saying here. I'll go for my usual 1-0. That'll do me. 3 points. Thank you very much. Everybody keep it going for the Rangers, because the Rangers need us. So do they. Keep it going.
Bridgeman, when you're in that chair tomorrow in the Edmondson House, I think they're going to give you a team sheet, all right? All right, listen, thanks to everybody for joining tonight, Fox, the boys that called in, William, Andy, Kilmarnock, and George, who called in earlier. Great to hear from you all, and of course, Southside and Bridgeford doing the show. This has been Rangers Radio. We'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. as we build up to a Rangers victory. Thanks to Old School Blue for doing the technicals, supported by Fox. Enjoy your evening. Get the Southside Super 6 up. I think the feel-good factor is going to come through. Take it away, Old School Blue.
Every Saturday we follow, we cheer the boys in blue, the most successful team in football. We're Scotland's gallant few, though at times they have been hard. We've followed near and far. You will always hear us roaring from the stands in Ibrox Park. Successful team in football, with Scotland's gallant few, who times they have been